Hi everybody, it's Shelley from the Maggie Haves School. Before we start our Martin Luther King Sing, I just wanted to mention briefly that these sings have been so important in our school community. This year marks over 40 Martin Luther King sings we have had. And that is because Maggie Haves herself lived during the civil rights era, and she was a social and political activist. She and her husband served in the Peace Corps in Africa when their twins were only 4 years old. And Maggie was all about helping make the world fair for everyone. And what she discovered was that really the best way to do that would be to create a school where she could help teach children about how important fairness is. It was only 12 years after the Civil Rights Act of 1964 that Maggie Haves established her school. So I think that the biggest way that Maggie Haves made things more fair for the world was by creating her school. And she wanted people to always remember these stories and always remember the brave people who came before us to help change the bad rules that were in place. And we still have more work to do. And by remembering the stories and by singing these songs and by talking about what fairness and justice and equality and freedom is, by sharing that with all of the children, we're really developing that awareness and that consciousness. And that is really what Maggie Haves wanted us to do. So by having these Martin Luther King sings, we are truly honoring Maggie's vision and honoring her life. So thank you for joining us, and I hope you sing along and enjoy the sing with us together. And I just want to welcome everybody to our Martin Luther King Jr. Sing of 2021. And this is a really special time where we celebrate and honor and remember this really incredible, special person. Who is this?
Martin Luther King.
Yes, and Martin Luther King Jr., he was such a special person in our country because he taught, and actually in the whole world, he inspired people, he taught people that what can you do to solve problems?
Words.
You can use your words. Yes, I pressed record. We have Maud on the phone on the blue chair next to us. So the problem at that time, when Martin Luther King was alive, the problem at that time was that not everybody was treated fairly. And some people were treated differently just because of how they looked. And not everybody was allowed to do the same things. Do you remember some of the things that not everybody was allowed to do?
They can't go to the same bathroom.
They couldn't go to the same bathrooms. Thank you, Rowan. We have a windy day and the picture knocked over. So not everybody could go to the same schools. Not everybody could use the same bathrooms. What else could not everybody do?
Go to the same restaurant.
Go to the same restaurants.
They can't go. They can't have the same gardener.
Maybe they couldn't have the same gardener. Maybe had to live in different neighborhoods. Yeah. Not everybody. Yep. They couldn't buy the same things, did you say, Maud? Yeah, maybe couldn't go in the same stores. Not everybody could go in the same libraries. Not everybody could go to get in the same trains. Not everybody could swim in the same swimming pools. Not everybody could vote for leaders and rules that they wanted. So it was really not fair. And Martin Luther King Jr. said, we can change these rules by using our words and using our bodies, using our actions in ways that don't hurt other people's bodies, but that we can really show that these rules are not fair. And one of the stories that we talk about is of this
picture of this lady behind you. Do you see who is that woman?
Parks.
Rosa Parks. That's right. Rosa Parks was a good friend of Martin Luther King Jr. In fact, you can see him in the picture behind her. And Rosa Parks got onto a bus one day, and she paid her money and she sat down. And what happened?
The bus got crowded.
Bus started getting crowded, and she had to get up. The bus driver told her, "You need to give your seat to someone else." Why?
Because that was the rule.
Yeah, that was the rule. The rule said that people with darker skin had to give their seat to people with lighter skin. Is that fair?
No.
No, and we looked around at all of us and we noticed that there's things about all of us that's a little bit different. We noticed we have different color hair. What else did we notice that's different about us?
Color skin.
Different color skin. What about our eyes?
Different eyes.
Different color eyes. Yes, so we all look a little bit different on the outside.
Different color houses.
Absolutely, different color houses.
We have different skin.
And different skin, yes. And so even though we look a little different on the outside, what is the same about all of us?
The heart.
Yep, this inside, we have hearts, we have feelings, we have love, and we are all what? What do we call ourselves? Love. And also we are people, aren't we? We're all people. And so when the bus driver told Rosa to move, that wasn't fair because she's a person and she should be able to sit wherever she wants to. And so Rosa was so brave. And what did she say to the bus driver? She said no. She said, "No, I'm not going to move. This is not fair." And so many people heard about what she did that they said, "I want to do the same thing because this is not fair." In fact, many, many people decided they wouldn't ride the bus at all. People with dark skin didn't ride the bus. People with light skin didn't ride the bus because they said this is not okay. Everybody should be able to sit wherever they want. And so many people stopped riding the bus. They would walk to school, or they would walk to work, or ride their bikes, or maybe go into a car of a friend. If a friend had a car, they would get a ride from a friend. And after a whole year of so many people not riding the bus company lost a bunch of money. And what did they finally do? They changed the rule and they said, all right, anybody can sit wherever they want. And there's a song that people made up because they were so happy when that rule got changed. And you can sing it with me. If you miss me in the back of the bus, you can't find me nowhere. Come on over to the front of the bus. I'll be riding up there. Sing it with me. I'll be riding up there. I'll be riding up there. Come on over to the front of the bus. I'll be riding up there. And not everybody could vote. Some people had very, very hard lives, and you might remember that picture that we saw of that person who was in the cotton field. And it was so hard to pick cotton. Why was it hard? Do you remember? Very pokey. There were thorns. It was sharp. It was so hot in the fields. And when the rules got changed, it made it easier for everyone to be able to vote for the rules that they wanted so that they could live lives that were much more comfortable, live lives where they could feel much happier. And so that part of the song goes, if you miss me in the cotton fields, you can't find me nowhere. Come on over to the courthouse. I'll be voting over there. Sing it with me. I'll be voting over there. I'll be voting over there. Come on over to the courthouse. I'll be voting over there. We also talked about the swimming pools. Not everybody everybody could swim together. And some people had to swim in
The dirty lake.
dirty lakes, and Mississippi River was one of that's in our song. One of the rivers was called the Mississippi River, and the water was dirty and muddy and really cold.
Only the boats can swim in there.
And only boats should go in there. And when the rules got changed, everybody could swim in the same swimming pools. And so we sing, if you miss me in the Mississippi River, you can't find me nowhere. Come on over to the swimming pool. I'll be swimming over there. Can you sing it louder? I'll be swimming over there. I'll be swimming over there. Come on over to the swimming pool. I'll be swimming over there. Let's sing about the bus again. If you miss me in the back of the bus, you can't find me nowhere. Come on over to the front of the bus. I'll be riding up there. I'll be riding up there.
I'll be riding up there.
Come on over to the front of the bus. I'll be riding up there. Yeah, and when those rules got changed, everybody had freedom. And we've been talking about freedom. What does freedom mean?
You're free.
You're free. You're free. What are you free to do?
You're free to do everything. Yeah.
Free to do everything. Everybody can do the same things as everybody. And you're free to say yes, and you're free to say
No.
no,
Medium.
and free to say maybe, maybe tomorrow, and you're free to be who you are. Anytime.
I'm going to watch the night musical on Saturday because it popped up already.
And that's something that you are going to be free to do. You're free to make choices. Yeah. And so,
Me.
and even Rowan, you are free to make choices. You're free to be who you are. Casper's free to be Casper. Rowan is free to be Rowan. Alec
I'm not
is,
free to be alone. I'm free to be all my cousins.
and you're free to be you with all your
I
cousins.
have cousins.
You have cousins too, yes. And Alec's free to be Alec, and Caleb's free to be Caleb, and Maud is free to be Maud.
And Christy's free to be Christy.
Christy's free to be Christy.
And Emily's free to be Emily. Everybody's free to be everybody.
That's right. Emily's free to be Emily. Everybody's free to be everybody.
And
Sure.
Shelly is, I have heard about Shelly.
Shelley's free to be Shelley, and
My cousin. Maud is free to be Maud.
Yes.
Hey.
yes, and Maud is free to be Maud. Maud, were you saying something?
Is free to be Stella.
That's right. We're thinking about Stella. Maud, can you say it a little bit louder? I forgot myself. Thank you. And you know what? Now we have said Shelley is free to be Shelley, and some people were remembering, some people, triangle roomers who are not here, which is Eva is free to be Eva, Finn is free to be Finn, and Stella is free to be Stella. That's right.
I know you forgot something.
That's right. Maud, you are with us. You are with us here. So, Rowan, is it about freedom?
It's about also the guitar.
The guitar is free to be the guitar. And you know what would happen is Martin Luther King Jr. and thousands of people, they would march. And they would march, they would go on freedom marches, and they would have signs, and they would be chanting and singing and saying, the rules need to change. We want justice for all. Justice means fairness. So one of the songs that often they would sing on their freedom marches would be, I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Try it. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And kids would say, I'm going to school with my mind stayed on freedom. your hands. If you're all for freedom, clap your hands. If you're all for freedom, if you're all for freedom, if you're all for freedom, clap your hands. If you're all for freedom, stomp your feet. Stomp, stomp, stomp. If you're all for freedom, stomp your feet. If you're all for freedom, if you're all for freedom, if you're all for freedom, stomp your feet. Stomp, stomp, stomp. If you're all for freedom, jump up, shout hooray. Hooray! If you're all for freedom, shout hooray. Hooray! If you're all for freedom, if you're all for freedom, if you're all for freedom, shout hooray. Hooray! If you're all for freedom, do all three. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Hooray! If you're all for freedom, do all three. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Hooray! If you're all for freedom, if you're all for freedom, if you're all for freedom, do all three. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Hooray! On the count of three, let's shout out freedom. 1, 2, 3. Freedom! Yes!
Nice.
Oh, and so when there was freedom, everything was fair for everyone. And so we sing a song about the hammer of justice. Do you remember what justice is? When everything is fair. That's right, everything is fair. The bell of freedom. We have our bell of freedom. And it's a song about the love between our brothers and our sisters. Now, we don't all live in the same family, so how could we be brothers and sisters? Us. Yeah, what kind of family could we think of ourselves being in? We don't live in the same house, but yet, say it again, please.
The whole family.
The whole family. We are a family of people. The human family. So that means we could think of each other as brothers and sisters. And so this song is about the hammer of justice, the bell of freedom, and the song about the love between...
My brothers and my sisters.
Yeah, you got it. All right, sing it with me. You ready? If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning. Sing this part. I'd hammer out the love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell, what would it look like if you rang a bell? I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out the love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Let's do a song. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out a warning, I'd sing about the love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Now we have all three. Let's sing it. Well, I have a hammer, and I have a bell, and I have a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's the song about the love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Yeah, and you know, the whole idea about love is something else that Martin Luther King Jr. taught to us. And he taught us that the biggest, most powerful superpower energy is inside of all of us. Yes, I hear Mom, I hear you're all saying, I can hear you saying it. It's love. Love is what makes us take care of each other and make sure everything is fair for everybody. love is what makes sure that everybody is free to be who they are. So love
I
is...
love my sister.
Do you love your sister? Oh, and that's...
I love my sister and my little brother.
Yeah, we really feel that love. And you love your mommy. We feel that love a lot for our families, don't we? And can that love ever be destroyed? You also love Marla. And love cannot be destroyed. So Maud, I was saying, can love ever be destroyed? No, it can't, because that's right. It is the biggest power in the whole universe. So Martin Luther King Jr. really wanted everybody to shine. Yes, he wanted everybody to shine their love like a light. And to think of your love from your heart like a bright light that you could shine in the world to make sure everything was fair for everyone. And we sing that awesome song. Do you remember that one? This little light of mine, well, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, well, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And we're gonna take this light around the world. You ready? We're gonna take this light around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Sing it with me. We're gonna take this light around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. We're gonna take this light around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. And don't you my little light out, 'cause I'm gonna let it shine. Don't you my little light out, 'cause I'm gonna let it shine. Don't you my little light out, 'cause I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All right, let's do the first verse again, just the triangle rumors. This little light of mine,
I'm gonna let it shine.
little light of mine,
I'm gonna let it shine. Little light of mine.
sing it loud.
I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
I really felt all your love coming out during that song. So we are at the last song of our sing. And in this song was a song that people would sing at the end of meetings. So lots of people would have meetings about how they were going to change those bad rules. And remember, it took a lot of courage. It took a lot of bravery. You had to be brave to say no to these bad rules. So people would stand very close together and they would hold their hands in a very special way and sing this very beautiful song. So let's take a minute now and let's get up and we'll try to hold our hands like this. It's a bit tricky, so let's give ourselves a minute to get ready. Okay, so now everybody has their hands held in this very special way that makes us feel strong and brave together. And we can remember that when we work together, it makes us be able to do lots of powerful things together. So we can sing, we shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. And at the end of the song, people would squeeze gently the hand that they were holding, and that's saying, I'm with you, and we are together. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much for helping me tell these stories and sing these songs.
I think Maud wanted to tell you something.
Oh, thank you, Emily. Maud, what did you want to say?
How did you learn these old songs?
How did I learn these songs? Do you know, we have sung these songs for so many years at the Maggie Have School, for as long as I've been a teacher here, which has been a long, long time. And I learned a lot of these songs here at the Maggie Have School. It was Maggie Haves who started this school. It was really important to her that we remember these stories because she lived during the time of Martin Luther King. And it was really important to her that at her school people would never forget these stories and people would always sing these songs. So now we're teaching it to all of you so you can all remember the stories and the songs. So we are finished with our sing. Do you want to wave goodbye to the video before I turn it off? Yeah, bye everybody.
Bye, Mommy. Bye, Daddy. Bye.
Bye, we love you.